Welcome to another Chainlink update. As you can see, Chainlink is currently not doing anything, but that's because we're actually in a 1-2 setup. Now let me explain. So this is a 1-2 setup of this 1-2 setup right here, which means that we are still working off this C wave of this AB structure. And of that C wave, we now have an AB structure, which means that we currently need a C wave of the C wave to complete a third wave right here. And this 1-2 setup is the first AB structure of that C wave, which means that we should get a pump very soon. Now of course, maybe we will not, and maybe we will continue going sideways, because you have to keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance is currently at new cycle highs yet again, and I think it's very close to topping. As you can see, it's currently getting rejected by the Fibonacci again, so we'll see if this is actually the top. But if it's not, and if it's going to continue going up, then Chainlink might not do anything for a couple of weeks. Now keep in mind, there are some altcoins that already went up quite a lot, for example Cardano and for example Dogecoin and some other coins. So Chainlink going up right now is not really out of the question. Maybe it's just lagging. You have to keep in mind, Chainlink is in a similar looking structure to these coins that I just showed to you. So it's only a matter of time until we get a C wave and until we complete the third wave right here. And remember that C wave needs to get to about $19.74, which is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup. And then after that, we will still need a fourth wave and a fifth wave. And once we get these 5 waves, I will be able to confirm that the main second wave move down is in. And yeah, that we are actually in a third wave of that 1-2 setup that we started all the way back here pretty much in June of 2023. And this is the 1-2 setup. So things are looking very good, and you know, if we don't go up now, it's still gonna go up in the long term, so it does not really matter, to be honest with you. As you can see, we broke above the bull market support band and we are still above it, and I believe that's actually very bullish. And in this 1-2 setup, the 1-2 setup actually reacted to the support level quite nicely, so we will get a pump very soon in my opinion. Now of course that's not financial advice, but we are above the bull market support band and we are not getting rejected by it, and many altcoins, when they are below the bull market support band and they get above it, if they stay above it, they get a huge pump after that. And keep in mind, here we did a similar thing. We went above the bull market support band, we did absolutely nothing for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden we had this huge pump. So this could happen again, and what I know, here we also had a cross right here, where the green line went above the red line, and right now we had another cross just right here in October of 2024, and this cross happened in August of 2023, so yeah, usually when we get a cross, it's very bullish, and I'm still expecting Chainlink to be one of the best performing altcoins of this cycle. Now let me explain why, but before I do that, let me actually talk about Bitcoin, because I believe what's happening on the Bitcoin chart is also important. So Bitcoin is currently in a third wave move to the upside, and that's the third wave of this 1-2 setup. If you watched my previous videos, you would not be surprised that the third wave went so crazy. I mean, it's a third wave after all. As you can see, we already got above the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup, and the 200% extension was my minimum target for the third wave. And we got way above that. We even got above the 2.272 extension, and we are now going for the 2618 extension, and we'll see what happens here if we somehow get above this extension as well. And if we do not get rejected, there's going to be a big chance that Bitcoin just gets to the 300% extension, maybe even the 3.272 extension in the third wave right here before we get a fourth wave move down. So this could overextend like crazy, obviously, and nobody knows where it will top. Now keep in mind, if we get a fourth wave move down, it's probably going to take a few days, probably not even a week, because as you know, during a crypto bull market, yes, Bitcoin does get 30% corrections, but they happen very quickly. They do not take like a few months like this one took right here. So if we do get a correction, it's gonna be very sharp and it's gonna be kind of deep, but it should happen very quickly, and Bitcoin should be able to recover after that. Now, why am I telling you that? Well, if we continue to overextend in the third wave, then Chainlink might actually get some kind of short-term pump, which should put it at the 200% extension right here. But if we get a correction on the Bitcoin chart now, and if it starts going down, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens after that. Now keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance is at a new cycle high, and I'm expecting it to go down soon. So if Bitcoin gets a correction, maybe the altcoins will just not follow it, and maybe they'll just start going up on their own, because at the end of the day, that's how Bitcoin dominance usually goes down. Bitcoin goes down, or sideways, or up even, and the altcoins go up and overperform it. So yeah, I think we are very close to topping on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and we already have a triple top right here. So yeah, and keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance always gets a correction in November, and right now we have not really had a correction. As you can see, the monthly wick is still green, so this is very, very interesting because in the past 9 years or so, we always closed a red wick in November. So if we close a green wick in this year, I think that will mark the top, because as you can see here in the previous cycle, November was a red month for Bitcoin dominance, and then we proceeded to go up in December. But in this cycle, November, if it's a green month, then in my opinion, December will be a red month, and I think that will mark the top for Bitcoin dominance. And to confirm that we have topped on the Bitcoin dominance chart, we obviously need a break below the bull market support band, and then let's say a break below 55% or so. So we should basically get a wick like we got right here in the previous cycle. And right now we have not really had that, and keep in mind, the altcoin season has not even started yet, and altcoins are already going crazy, but not all of them, only a couple of them. And I'm still expecting all of the altcoins to go up, no matter what altcoin you bought. I still believe that all of them will go up. Now, of course, there are gonna be altcoins that do not go up as much as the other altcoins, but you know, that's how crypto works. And when we will finally get a Bitcoin dominance correction, it should look something like this, and this is when the altcoin season will actually start. So this is when all of the altcoins will go up, with a couple of exceptions maybe. So things are looking extremely good right now, and going back to the Chainlink chart, Chainlink at the end of the day is still in a very big 1-2 setup. And this is the monthly chart, by the way. In the previous cycle, we went up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup to complete a first wave to the upside. The bear market was a second wave move down. As you can see, this is an ABC structure. And right now we are in a third wave, and we only have the 1-2 setup of that third wave on the chart, which means that at some point we have to start the third wave of the third wave, and this will obviously be the most bullish cycle if that's the case, because a third wave of a third wave is usually the most impulsive. So Chainlink will most likely get all-time highs in this cycle. I think that's very likely to happen, especially after we reacted to the support zone. So we are now reacting to it and we are bouncing. So this is very, very good. And I would not be surprised to see Chainlink at new all-time highs in the next couple of months. Now keep in mind, it is very difficult to say what will happen after the third wave. Maybe the fourth wave move down will actually be a bear market, and then the fifth wave move up will complete the third wave right here in like 2029. That's also a possibility, so you have to keep that in mind. But there's also the chance that we just complete these 5 waves this cycle. We'll see how fast Chainlink can actually go up. If we complete these 5 waves in this cycle, I mean, it could be crazy. It could even get like $300, and theoretically that is possible considering the fact that Bitcoin will most likely get to about 255k to maybe even 300k in this cycle. And if that happens, then the altcoins will just go crazy, especially during an altcoin season, and I believe this altcoin season will be the biggest yet. So things are looking extremely good right now, and it's only a matter of time until Chainlink starts to go up. Also, look at the monthly RSI, it's not even overbought, and we are at about $15, so this is obviously very, very good, because if we get to these overbought levels again, I mean, that would put the price at like new all-time highs and maybe even like $100 or so. And also, going overbought on the monthly chart does not confirm that a top is in. As you can see here, we went to the overbought territory in the third wave in the previous cycle. And then we had a sharp correction. We went from about $20 to about $7, and then we continued the pump. So if we get overbought once, that will not mark the top. Anyways, I'm still expecting Chainlink to hit somewhere between $110 and $250 on the cycle, but it could obviously go higher than that. And if you look at the CoinMarketCap chart, as you can see, Chainlink currently has a market cap of $9.5 billion. And if it goes to like $150, that would only put the market cap at 100 billion. And of course, that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not going to be a lot when you consider the fact that Bitcoin will most likely get to a market cap of around 4 to maybe 6 trillion. So 100 billion, it's not going to be a lot. So it could even get to 150 billion, even 200 billion. And if that happens, then of course, the price will just go insane. So yeah, I'm still very bullish on Chainlink, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.